Good morning to you. My name is Cerise Thomas. This is my good lady Elizabeth.
Good morning.
And out in the yard is David of Carew. We're here at Carisbrooke Castle, English Heritage's jewel, you might like to say, on the Isle of Wight, teaching parents, children, grandparents, holidaymakers and locals what it was like to actually train to be a knight here at night school. We take them through the three main stages of page, squire and then knight, and the pièce de la résistance is getting a sword in everyone's hands, teaching them, yeah, very much so, teaching them how to fight correctly so they're very efficient with their movements and of course deadly. Heathcliff Heroics is run by Heath Pye, and he employs us all to recreate various aspects throughout history, from Roman right up to present day, mainly sort of military sports. So we're shooting, we're riding, we're fighting. We also include singing, dancing, cooking, but that we specialise largely in archery, so it's quite nice to be doing night school here on the island. It's been running about 25 years, and we've had great success shooting in competition, and having competed at a very high level, we now teach the public. But we also teach on film sets and in theatres, teaching people again how to look correct with certain weapons. So we're delighted to see ourselves on the silver screen.
First position, on guard. First position, resting.
My character is called Cerise Thomas. He was a knight on the King's Council. He fought at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485. This is a copy of a harness, an Italian harness that Cerise might have worn, and having ridden and fought in it for many, many years, Cerise is here on the island teaching loyal subjects of the King the correct way to fight.
Strike it, David, up. I can strike low, or I might strike all the way round and come in for a reverse cut towards his leg.
And I was just going to add that every lord needs a good lady behind them.
Indeed, who's just as formidable with a sword as his lordship, because a lord is very infrequently at home, leaving his lady to run his estate, his castle. And Cerise had many castles between Tenby and Carew, his main seat, all the way to the Gower Peninsula. There were many castles along the Principality of South West Wales, and he controlled them for the king, but he was very rarely there. So he left Elizabeth in charge of his affairs. She read much better than him in several languages, even though he was a patron of the art. Her arithmetic was far better than mine, so that she could balance his books. So there is always a powerful woman behind a successful man. I get to tell the most amazing stories, some of them from very, very old tales.
The story really starts with a man sitting on a horse.
Like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and tales of Arthur and his knights, and Chaucer's stories to boot. But there are lots of stories that we write together, Elizabeth and I and my daughter Robin, and we make up stories site specific to the castle. For every season, from Easter to Christmas to Halloween, we have a story for a castle or an abbey, and it's wonderful to see the faces of children and parents smile or be surprised when the story unfolds, because there are always lots of twists and turns.
My favourite thing is the fact that I get to spend so much time exploring castles. I get to stay in castles overnight, and how many people can say that's what they do for a living?
So the people we work alongside, whether it's the staff or other smaller companies like Raphael Falconry, for instance, you know, whenever we meet up with them, we smile at each other and think, aren't we lucky? Yes, we work hard, and yes, we try to be the best we can, but at the same time we are incredibly fortunate to be here in this position.
The best thing you can do is ask. Just ask someone what you can do to be a part of what we do.